I'm actually almost done with this. Okay, let me push. Let me push for it. Let me push for it. I might not be feeling well, but it wouldn't be the first time I did a video while feeling completely broken.
Ah, Traveler. You've returned.
Yes, Nazrin.
Yep, we're back.
Nazrin?
Have you seen Kale by any chance?
Oh, Kale? Yes. I saw her go into her room just a moment ago.
Yeah, are your houses really called house? Or rooms? Like, they have an opening in the front. You guys must have mosquito problems by the wazoo.
Oh, okay.
Unless, like,
Guess we'll just have to
mosquitoes
wait
just
and
don't
talk
exist
to
in
her
this world. In
tomorrow
that case,
then.
this is the perfect world. Doesn't have gaming, but I mean, sure. Visions, powers, that must be what takes place for game. We both are here to have some fun, so let it work.
Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be.
You are the problem, Paimon. You're too forward. You're touching people in random places. Of course they're scared of
Go
you.
look for you.
Huh?
Hi, Billie Eilish. Bye, Nari.
What are you doing here?
Bye,
Where's
Nari.
Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait a minute. Could it be because of what Paimon did yesterday?
Can you calm down, Paimon? You did not do much. You didn't even touch her. I don't understand why you petty kicked.
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her.
Ah!
This sickness is something that Kale has been dealing with for some time.
Everybody's killed. Like, really hitting on Kusanali there, eh? Just because she's short, everybody who's small gets made fun of in Subaru.
Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. She hasn't remembered to take care of herself.
So technically it is our fault.
I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time now. It must have been refreshing for her to have you two here.
So, Tainari,
Bye, Nari.
what's really wrong with Kale?
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Kale just fell asleep after taking her medicine. She needs some peace and quiet.
Alright. Now where do we go? How do we go? Where do we go? What do we do? Okay.
Alright, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized that you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now.
I'm the honorary knight from
Also heard all
Mondstadt.
about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma.
I'm the crazy dude from Liyue. I'll be fighting dragons and kicking ass, taking names, giving those names other asses that I've kicked. And could also kick names and take asses, but that don't really, that falls a different category of the ass and name. And yeah, I kinda know Raiden A and Shogun from Inazuma. That's my homies.
So, just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Instead, I am going to tell you because...
Because...
Well, because Kale asked me to.
Okay.
And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you.
What do you say, Thainari?
But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
She could have told us yesterday if she found him.
Tainari, what
Thainari.
is wrong with Kale? You said this is something she's been dealing with for some time. Just how serious is it?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Lazar, alright?
Elazar?
Lazar.
Yes, it's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scales that form on the body.
What are they turning into bishops?
At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on the affected area of the skin.
Oh shit, am I going through
However,
that?
As the disease progresses, one may begin feeling fatigued
Oh, no.
and even experience peripheral paresthesia.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so I've been sick for a while, you know? I haven't been able to feel my face, my arm, my leg. Sometimes I'm unable to talk, and sometimes I felt paralyzed in certain areas of my body. I don't have no scales, but everywhere where it feels numb, it's kind of spongy. Could I have Elazar? Oh shit. Oh shit. There's a reason for concern. How the hell did they treat me? I'm not even in that world.
In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body, and they effectively become completely immobile.
Well, I'm boned.
That sounds terrifying.
They'll lose all control of their body?
Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier, it was because...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding anything, lest she ends up hurting herself.
This is why she wields a bow, because if she wielded a sword, she'd be wrecked. Like, right? She'd be completely fucked, because like she'd be taking out the sword and stabbing it through a foot by accident. It's not her fault. She could be a great swordsman, but yeah, I don't think the safety of the sword is there. Right.
With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious stage. However, there is unfortunately still no true cure for Elazar.
Elazar sounds like we're about to fight some dude. Where's that name from? Elazar. Where's that name from? It sounds familiar to me, but I don't know from what.
Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members lied and said they had a cure.
And then they tried weaponizing the disease. They were successful, but Kale was put in a bad state. Panic, the experiments, torture, works.
What? The Fatui?
The fact you are, yes.
Ah, it appears you are already familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor.
Dottore.
I have no idea how
Dottore.
the Doctor managed to do it, but the case of Elazar was completely stable
Daltore
for all
or
the years
Dottore?
that Kale was with
I
them.
wasn't paying attention.
However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant.
No shit.
Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful. But her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even now, she can still feel deathly afraid of someone touching her.
Yeah, that's because you just need hugs more. What are you, stupid? You start by a hand on the shoulder. Every now and then, put a hand on the shoulder. Eventually, they'll evolve into hugs. That's all you need to do. It's up to you, Thynard, if you stop at hugs or not.
I
But
had no idea Kale's
don't think you want to be taking advantage like that.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also wanted both of you to know that she's sorry for hiding her illness.
She doesn't need to apologize. None of this is her fault at all.
Well said.
I feel
I hope
so
you get a chance to
chopped
tell her
liver
that in
like
person the next
standing
time
here.
you see her.
Because it's gotten more and more annoying as Genshin Impact has progressed. But the travel really doesn't say anything.
Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such emotional pain again.
Dude, what is gonna happen if we have to leave? If we have to go to, like, we go to Snezhnaya, or is it for what's Fontaine next? Or what then?
Don't worry, Tainari.
Tainari.
Take good care of her.
How is Kale's condition now?
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led to her breakdown this time. As long as she has taken her medicine and gets plenty of rest, she should get better. Though, I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in Gandharvaville. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about learning, so I felt compelled to ask her to join us.
Okay.
Her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary, I'm afraid the long-distance patrols are a little too much for her now. All right, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients needed for her medicine. I'll see you two later.
Wait, we'll come along.
Yeah, we'd like to do something to help Kale too.
Floating baby, you're not going to be doing much. You're not even good as a fetch dog, or you can't even sniff out the flowers for me.
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering like the traveler. You must follow closely and listen to every instruction.
Bitch, please. This ain't my first rodeo.
No problemo.
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as lunar lotus. It's often used to help those afflicted with Elazar recover their energy.
Isn't that...
Hey, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to
Isn't
find
that the
this
plant that I need for Tori?
Lunar lotus can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Because I have for Tori.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are
Okay.
correct. Lunar lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water surface.
Yeah, I think
Quite an
this is the
attractive
flower
species,
I
if you
needed
ask
for
me.
Tori.
The
I
large
wasn't able
petals
to
are
find them.
actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very
But
small
now I know.
flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species.
Okay.
Take the Kalpalata, for example.
Wait, what's
the
that?
plant is not a lotus
That might have
at
been a
all,
plant. That
but
might have been a
rather
plant.
vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, completely contrary to its name.
Interesting, interesting.
Huh.
Like went all over
There
5
should
minutes
be
in.
lunar lotuses growing somewhere in this area. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, that would be sufficient. We'll rendezvous here.
I need at least 20. I need at least 120 if I want to level Tori up at all. I don't have on this account. Okay. Yeah, it's these ones. I'm pretty sure it's these plants that I need. I'll check on my other account out, please. I still want to play Tower of Fantasy tonight.
Alright, we've gathered enough lunar lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari.
The worst part in this game, they actually give the item over.
We found the
They
lotus
don't
that
make
you
like copies
requested.
and then leave it in your inventory like in other games.
Let me take a look. Good, very good. These are all excellent quality. I'm quite glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here. It seems we even have enough time to stock up on some other things I need.
Sure.
Hey, Tainari!
Sayonara.
Oh, Tainari, someone's calling your name. They're dressed like a forest ranger.
Ah yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? What are they doing back so early?
How about we walk up there and find out?
Let's go find out what's going on.
Hey, there we go. Now we're going in the right direction. Got time to think about why they're here. You don't have time. You're wasting steps. Yeah. It's called redundancy, friend. It's being so redundant. Talk the talk.
Tainari,
Then walk
thank
the
goodness
walk.
we found
No,
you
my
here.
friend, you need to
we
walk
were just
the
about
walk.
to head back and find
If you
you
don't
in
need to talk.
Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
I've discovered Benny in my time.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. It reappeared so quickly.
It clearly has something to do with why Carla is sick.
Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area, so we decided to come find you as quickly as possible.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear enough view to tell.
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go deal with it right away. In the meantime, please guide these two back to Gandharvaville.
Wait, Tainari, why don't you let us help you?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar with many things in these lands. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. It's called the withering.
The withering zone, the desolate plains, the forest fire area.
The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people. If you don't carry a vision, then you should think twice before approaching such places.
I don't need no punk ass vision to walk into dangerous zones. I'm a traveler.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said the rainforest is a dangerous place. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that
Yes,
is, the
yes, we
power
know,
to
man.
manipulate elements,
It's cool.
will be able to
We got
resist
that.
the withering's corrosive effects for a time.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location and then have a ranger with the proper abilities deal with it.
Like Billie Eilish over here.
Only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it.
I can also control the elements.
But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, she may not have a vision, but she's a real pro at using the power of the elements.
It seems the rumors about you are true. In that case, alright, you two may accompany me.
Dude, I wasn't gonna go with or without your words, so...
We typically only teach visitors how to identify the Withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an exception today and show you what it looks like up close.
Is that supposed to be your cool moment? Getting up close to the Withering Zone, all sensual and shit? Being like, hey there, Withering Zone. How are you today? Don't worry, I'm here to destroy you. That was going on here.
Stop. Don't move any further. Look there in the distance.
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants have withered! That whole area is kinda gloomy. Even the air looks like it's filled with ash.
Yeah, that's what I mean by the forest burned zone.
Oh, Paimon doesn't like the look of this.
That is the Withering.
Forest fire zone.
Alright, traveler. We're going to have to enter that Withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of the Withering. If we eliminate those, then the area will be safe.
So forest cancer, it's just forest cancer? Okay.
Thank you. But I must warn you, don't push yourself. This is your first time handling this sort of thing after all. Even with elemental
I think I
powers,
might be
once you
a
step
little bit
inside
wrecked,
the
yeah.
Withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If at any point it becomes too much,
Wait, Zhongli.
turn outside of the zone
I'm not
and take a
wrecked.
breather. You ready then?
Look at that, look at that one. I Zhongli. I Rick for shit.
First, we must locate
alright.
any branches sustaining the Withering zone.
Allow me to just shield myself. And then we go into this place and we pull our enemies within
Into the
a
wind.
circle.
Fire hazard!
Fire them. Point blank. They did. Die, please. Thank you. It's dead now. Dead, you. We grab you. Stand just there. We let that help us out a lot too. Should die, bitch. 1, 2. Where's the third one at? Where's the third one at? Ah, there. Fire! And off we go. Now we have an enemy
Great
to
work.
face.
Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tree.
Stabilize! And Bennett doesn't really help much at this point because he has absolutely no...
Now, destroy the tumors of the Withering.
He has absolutely no base attack. He's an extra 150.
We did it! Everything's returning to normal now!
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Yes, thanks to you two. We were able to quickly restore this area back to normal.
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well, but why does Paimon have the feeling you're worried about something?
The withering reflecting upon people. So, in other words, the more withering there is, the more Elazar's taking effect.
It's that obvious, huh? Alright, it's like this. Recently, the rate at which the Withering Zone appears has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that Withering Zone, it won't be long before another one appears.
So, Hydra effect.
If that
Kill
simply
one,
meant more
2
work
appears.
for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The Withering is leaving lasting effects on the rainforest itself. For instance, even though we cleared out the Withering Zone, many of the plants that were affected will not recover. This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on those plants.
I don't see why you don't just holler at Inazuma or Mondstadt, we need help with our plants. That you guys have not have trades between each other.
And most disturbingly, as the appearances of Withering Zones have started to increase, Kale's case of Elazar has also become more serious.
Well, why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar cases are being reported for patients with other conditions.
Is there no way to permanently get rid of the withering?
No, none that we know of. The Withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world. By the way, have you heard of Irminsul before?
I think I've heard it somewhere before.
Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense, you can basically think of it as a large tree that grows downwards rather than upwards.
So, tree root?
I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground all the way up to the surface.
This is why mana is able to be used. Oh, visions. Mana? Is there mana in this game?
Spreading and extending. A massive cavern. Sounds a lot like what we saw in our lost consciousness in the cave.
Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient times to present day.
So, yeah, the whole Sumeru knowledge stick.
The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon's power is a manifestation of Irminsul.
Interesting. Knowledge
And
being
as for
power.
withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it.
Huh? You mean Irminsul is sick?
That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious creatures did not know of a cure for Irminsul.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's fucked then.
I'm
especially
afraid
Carla
the
in this
Rangers
case.
will be battling the Withering Zones here for a long time until a cure is found.
I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find that cure. Don't worry, man. I got this shit as soon as 3.1 is here.
Alright, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken care of things here, it's time for us to head back to Gandharvaville.
Because it's clear that... What's the boss's name? What's the dude? He has that large hat. I don't like him that much. I forgot his name. The prototype clone for Raiden Shogun. Forgot his name. Fuck is his name? Yeah, I'm on that buzz. Clearly has something to do with it after the trailers. To Gandharville. Sometimes I think the Abyss is just some form of purgatory, and the lost souls of the damned are there. Or perhaps it's like a soul prison, and people from the Abyss are those who were trapped in there for some sort of punishment. These are the thoughts that pop into my mind when I think about the Abyss. Okay, I'm almost done with this. Let's go.
Oh, Tainari.
Finally.
Back. How did it go?
The Withering Zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry.
Tainari did not even have to lift a finger.
Wait, is that? Oh no, Hypatia!
Okay. Hey, Passia.
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
Thigh. You're getting the H. It's not a silent H, it's Tainari.
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived in Sumeru.
The woman who accidentally got me high as fuck.
Oh, her? How could we forget? So did something happen?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Just let Paimon read it.
It's not like you can't read it.
All Paimon sees are 3 squiggly lines.
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, Hypatia resumed her meditation. She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her asking us for help. We need to go.
Help. Starving. Help. Stomach convulsing. Help.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you know all that from just a few lines on the paper?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... Well, I'd prefer not to remember that.
She was nothing but a stickless corpse like Ibuki from Danganronpa after she became an ultimate despair.
Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly as possible. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon, Traveler, could you two bring these to her?
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the Traveler be okay if her cave is still filled with that funny incense?
That funky incense, yes.
Let's find out. Here, Traveler, take a smell and see.
Yes, smell my balls. It should be okay now.
So, how do you feel?
It's a light and refreshing fragrance.
Huh? Really? You're not feeling even a little drowsy? But wait, how'd you know that
He must
she'd
have
be
some pretty
okay
powerful
this
balls
time,
then.
Tainari?
Fine, Nari.
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that she could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that she would be fine.
Very
and
fine.
if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you were unconscious?
What I saw weren't hallucinations, were they?
That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for deceiving you.
Sure, fine, Nari.
Because what you saw is of significant importance.
There's a puppy
Not
there
just
and
for
needs
the
to be
nation
played
of
with.
Sumeru, but the
Go play with him,
entire
fine, Nari.
that.
You, NPC over there. Dog wants attention. Doggo wants attention.
My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was part of my responsibilities to
child.
ascertain whether you could be entrusted with the fate of Sumeru. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any secrets from you.
Yo, you give me very Android 17 from Dragon Ball Z vibes.
When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul.
Irminsul.
What you witnessed were actually real memories contained within Irminsul itself.
Sure.
I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of Spirit Borneol are aimed at establishing a connection with Irminsul, just as you did.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously, she completely ignored us the last time we tried talking to her.
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid communicating with others.
There's too many steps. It's too many steps to get high. This is complicated. Too many steps. Too many steps to get high. You need better drugs than this, Tainari.
Please, wait here for a moment.
Too many steps to get high. Not allowed to talk to people. Not to go to a desolate area. You got to meditate. And even then it might not work. Too much steps. Too much steps. Shrooms, step 1, find it. Step 2, eat it. Step 3, profit. I think. Sometimes
Here,
not profit.
take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other ingredients. I'm sure it'll come in handy. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her and she'll answer any questions you may have.
Doggo wants attention. Doggo wants attention.
No. I should be the one thanking you. You've both been a great help these last few days.
It's not my job to give these dogs attention, but I mean...
Let's
Papa!
go inside and see how she's doing.
Attention! Yes! Have fun! And now he runs. Yes, chase him! Chase him! Chase him! I did not know these dogs could go invisible. I'm gonna end this here because as I'm playing, my conditions getting worse. If you want to have a look, change your phone, like, subscribe, smack the video, keep it a couple of times, don't forget to always. Don't forget to check out our main channel, Across the Gamers, where we're playing Stray currently, I think. And I'm thinking of starting Danganronpa version 3 as soon as possible. But yeah, pray for me.
Kale told me just now.
I'm the honorary knight from
Also heard
Mondstadt.
all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma.
I'm the crazy dude from Liyue. I'll be fighting dragons and kicking ass, taking names, giving those names other asses that I've kicked. And could also kick names and take asses, but that falls a different category of the ass and name.